Hello everyone, Stephen coming to you from Budapest. Not really what I planned, but I was talking to, I saw the pod, or the team meeting, the team online meeting that Andrew holds every week that I always miss because I live in Budapest, which is 6 hours ahead of New York time, which makes it difficult to be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning and to take part constructively. So this week's mission is about presentation and how we present ourselves. And we were talking, and I said, I sort of do that for a living, as I chameleon-like sort of present myself depending on where I am. Now, everyone remembers the military. We had the mirror, and you start at the top. Is the hair short enough? Mustache, the haircut, that kind of stuff, and all the way down, uniform, gig line, all that kind of stuff. Well, I sort of do the same thing as a civilian. I mean, it's to each their own. First of all, wearing a suit and tie isn't everybody's thing, and some people tell me all the time, I don't need to impress anybody. I don't need to wear a suit and tie. Well, that's not what it's about, really. Impressing anybody. It's about fitting into your environment and reaching your goals. So when I go somewhere, I got to realize, okay, why am I going? What is it that I'm going to be doing there? Let's say, for instance, I go to a UNESCO ball, which I've done before, and I know Kofi Annan is going to be there, and I know Bill Clinton's going to be there, and I know some other people are going to be there. How do I go about being at their level and being able to walk up to them, approach them, and speak to them just like you and I? So if I show up in I'm a veteran t-shirt and Operation Desert Storm kicks ass and a pair of combat boots and jeans, first of all, I'm not even going to get in the door. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Same thing goes for if I'm out and about and I'm in let's say Washington, D.C., where sometimes I go. I'm out and about, and I may run into some people that may be an advantage to my business or to that what I would pursue. How do I want to present myself? How do I want to be seen? Now, when I go to the store here in Budapest, I'm relatively incognito here. I'm more, active in the Germanic areas. I go in a pair of shorts, Converse Chucks, and then a t-shirt or something like that. That's obvious. That's not a problem. I got different glasses for different occasions, and right now I'm on this liberal kick because I'm a conservative, I'm a veteran, and this look here sort of scares people because they think, oh, he's liberal, look at the glasses, So I just play that game. But let's get started. So this classic is, you can't really see it, but I'm wearing jeans, if you see, and I'm wearing a blue jacket, double vents, and I have a pocket square. Now, I have a variation of different pocket squares, and the reasons I wear different ones is, you can puff them up and do whatever you want. So if I had a meeting today with a hotel group about a consulting gig, so I wanted to look presentable, but I didn't want to wear a suit and tie because that's too dry. If it was with a politician, which I do meet in Berlin, I have to wear a suit and tie because that's what they expect and that's what they need to create that perception in their mind that I know what I'm talking about. Now, once they get to know me, then they know what I'm talking about, or they know that I know what I'm talking about. And that's where a lot of discrepancy comes in when people say, I don't need people to look at me for my clothes. I don't need people to judge me by my clothes. Well, first perceptions, they go a long way. And if I walk into a room and I'm wearing schlabber clothes or, this veteran's dysfunctional t-shirt or whatever, and I walk into a room with an attitude, I'm probably not going to get those contacts that I'm looking for. And some people could say, well, screw them, I don't need those contacts. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. The thing is, I like to cultivate my garden, which is what I call it, my garden of consciousness, and how I go about my daily life. The people that I meet can enrich my life as much as I can enrich theirs. We're on a level playing ground no matter where I go. But first perception is everything, and perception is their reality. So if they perceive me as being someone who's not up to their par, whether it be true or not, doesn't even matter. Once they get to know me, if they give me the chance for me to get to know them, or if I can find my way in, then they realize what kind of person I am, because it's some personality that comes from in here. I connect in here. I don't connect up here. I'll get to you here, but I connect here. So let's get started. Classic jeans, shoes. Now I'm going to take my shoe off here. If you look at the shoes, it's simple. Lace-up shoes, a little bit pointy if you want. Square toe, that's more casual. Jeans, you can wear that with you wearing jeans, but never wear square toes with a suit. And just for a tip for the American guys that love the loafers with the dingleberries, and these Italian loafers everybody buys and wears in America with suits, you only ever see that in America. Italians don't wear loafers with suits. It's like a no-go. They wear loafers with jeans and no socks. Okay, so just so you know, starting at the top. I have a high collar because I have a long neck. So this gives me the regal sort of look. So walking down the street, or walking to a building, the guy, boom, these guys know what he's doing. This is a tailored jacket. It's cotton, it's easy, it's pretty simple, and it's got real buttons, which means, I learned this from a guy in London, real buttons, you always leave the last one open, okay? This is like an unspoken codex between those who wear tailored suits. You go into a party, you go to a meeting, and people look at you and go, okay, he knows what he's doing, he's wearing a suit. Whether that's important to you, that's your thing. But when I'm working in Savile Row or I'm in London and it's after 1800 and I walk into the meeting or into a dinner and I'm wearing brown shoes and not one of these, they're like, okay, that guy's not really one of us. Not that I care, but I want to make it as easy for them as possible to open up to me and allow me to present what I'm presenting, right? That's pretty much key. So I like to wear the white clean shirt and the white clean pocket square. Now, this is for the daytime. Now, if it's evening, I'll pull that out. Basically, that's just a handkerchief ironed. I'll pull it out and I'll go, okay, what am I wearing today? Okay, I need some color. So I'll puff this puppy up here and I'll puff it in there and off we go. So I'll put it in like that. And I can go to a dinner party, just like that. I go to a dinner party, have a good time, do whatever you want to do. So if it's more of a casual thing, more of a formal thing, but I still want to go a little bit casual, I'll take something like this and I'll square it off and I'll just poke the corners out like that, if you see. I'll put all the four corners up, I'll fold it around like that, make it a little bit more jazzy, sort of square, but also I did it on purpose, so it's not, it's not one of those things hanging out. All right, so all kinds of stuff, all kinds of these things. I got them everywhere. Let me move on to the socks. Today I'm wearing blue, white, and blue jeans. And my socks that I'm wearing, if I can get these up here, are just a little bit colorful. Now, why do I wear colorful socks? It shows that I give a shit. All right, so all different kinds of socks. I got socks out the wazoo here. I don't wear half of them, but like polka dots. Good old Argyles, which I'm really a big fan of. More polka dots, small polka dots, that kind of stuff. So let's get to ties. Never wear a tie with jeans, please. Just don't do it. 1980s are over. So if we move into the clothing department here, we move on to the ties. Some basic rules to remember. Solid ties with striped shirts. Striped ties and pattern ties with solid shirts. So you see the differences. If I wear this with this, it looks much better than if I'm wearing purple and white. It's just a different contrast. So what we want to do, unless you're wearing black with white, the old classic James Bond, black jacket, black tie, and a white shirt. That's always a classic. That makes it look like the bomb. Now, stripes are for business. Never wear them in the evening, unless it's this kind of stripe, which is a power tie. Okay, you might want to wear that in the evening, not always, but try to wear blank, boring ties in the evening. If you have a striped shirt, you don't want your tie outdoing your shirt. And then if you have a colored shirt on, you have to have your tie that's not so colorful. So let's say, for instance, I can wear this. I'd never do that because it's too crass. You see the difference? This is an exception. I can wear this tie with this shirt, even though it's a solid color, because the jacket is a different color. One thing you don't do is match the pocket square with the tie. Please, that's something you don't do. That's just one of those things that used to be. I guess people deal with that in their own certain ways. I'm telling you from my experience in Europe. Obviously in America, it's a little different. Now, let's talk about jackets, okay? Jackets, there's all kinds of different jackets. There's suits upon suits upon suits. When you look at my suits, because I'm a big guy, I have small lapels because I don't want to look bigger than I am, right? If you're a skinny guy, you want to look bigger, so your lapels will be a bit wider than mine would be. If you want to make your shoulders look wider, your lapels will go, this piece will go out and like this, and this one will be up a little bit. See if I got one of those from before. I don't really, but no, I don't. I don't have any of those because I don't need to look bigger. Anyway, so that's, the dark suit is always classic. Double vents. You want double vents on there. That just gives you that regal look, and you can sit down without wrinkling your suit. If you have the single vent or no vent at all, looks a little bit boxy. And Americans are famous for having boxy suits. So when you put a jacket on, it should fit like this, where you can always see at least one finger of your cuff. Nothing's worse than that. Looks like I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt with a suit, which you never do. One finger cuff. If you're into monogram, tailored shirts, if you look at my monogram real close, if you can see it, you can't even see it. It's white, so it's just accented. I don't know where it is. There it is. See it right here? Right here. There it is. SEK. Not sex, but SEK. You can't see it unless you really look for it. If you want that understatement, you don't want to be blowing it out and saying, look at me, I'm all dressed up. But you want to fit in. So then you have free time jackets that are like tweed or linen, where they have the unstructured, they don't have the tight shoulders. Move on to the shirts. Let me show you some shirts. Every color shirt. My classics are the white shirts. I love red stripes. Red stripes are really cool with like a blue jacket. If you can imagine, this one with that, it just looks boom, right? Or what another good classic standby for anyone is a blue jacket and a nice striped shirt, right? Can't really see because the lighting's too bad. There you go, with a nice striped shirt. And then, if you're really cool about it, you want to go a little crazy. And I know some of you guys would be like, never in a million years would I wear that. But look at this: pink, blue polka dots, and a blue suit. Killing it, on fire. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but the basics. You don't have to go crazy like this. The basics are this: get a suit that fits. Don't get a suit that's too big. A suit that's too big looks horrible. Don't wear button-down collars. Button-down collars do not go with suits. Button-down collars are, like Tommy Hilfiger and stuff, they're for jeans, right? Button-down collars, these kind of things. They're for jeans. You don't wear those with a suit and tie. Your choice if you want cufflinks or not. For me, nothing goes above a cufflink. Nothing goes above saying, I'm doing a little bit extra. I want to look a little bit better when I'm out on stage or when I'm speaking. Some of you may know or may not know I consult politicians, CEOs, and I travel the world speaking. Not as much as I'd like to. Sounds better than it is. I'm not making all my money from that yet, but I wish I could, and I'm working on that with some of the people in the group here, which is pretty awesome. And therefore, I thank Andrew for tolerating me. So, just to recap, when you're going out, when you're presenting yourself, you are your own brand. And no matter if you're doing, let's say, cement work, like my buddy in the States, who does cement work during the day, and at night he sells a product. People to people, so to say. So he doesn't go as a cement guy at night. So if you're a cement guy all day long, or whatever you do all day long, and that's your whole horizon and that's your whole world, then that's fine. That's not a problem. And I'm not saying anyone should or should not do this. I'm just working with a request from Andrew to explain a little bit more about presentation. What people look for is they look at you and they go, wow, that guy there's something different about him. What is it? Why does he look different than everyone else? Let's see. Maybe it's the collar. It's a cutaway. You see the cutaway collar? It's not one of those long ones out here you'd be at Sears. Drop those shirts. This shirt is exactly the same cost as a Sears shirt. I just get them made in Hong Kong and they're sent over. Simple as that. I pay the postage and it's still cheaper than, or the same price as a Sears shirt. All right. So, pocket square or pocket puff, as you wish. A jacket that fits. It's tailored. If you look at it, I'll close it and it's tailored. It goes right in here. You want that hourglass. Probably not the right word, but you want that hourglass look when you walk in and when you're standing on stage. And you want the double vents in the back. All right? Belt matches the shoes. Black belt, black shoes, brown belt. Even in London, for instance, you can't go out at night after 1800 for a meeting or for dinner with business people with brown shoes. They'll be like, oh my God, this guy doesn't know etiquette, proper etiquette. So, you don't have to do this. I'm not saying anyone has to do it. I'm not saying you're better than anybody else or not better than anybody else. What I'm saying is, when I walk into a building and I walk into a ball or I walk into wherever, I've met people like Kofi Annan, like I said, Bill Clinton, like I said. I worked for Andrea Bocelli. I worked for the Rolling Stones. And whether I like it or not, their first impression is telling them something. Now, I can be remembered by how I spoke and what I said and the impact I had in their life. But what if I never get a chance to meet them because I'm a disabled veteran, or what do you call it, disgruntled veteran t-shirt or something? And that's all I'm saying, all right? You never know. This is what I tell all my clients. You never know who's standing in front of you. You never know who it is that's standing in front of you. You never know who it's going to be until you give them a chance. They have to give you a chance too, but most people won't. You know that. Look, let's go down the line. What do you think of a guy jacked up on steroids, huge neck, red in the face, in the gym? What do you think about him? Just think about it. That's a first impression, and you have a stereotype of that kind of person. People have stereotypes with this kind of person as well. A suit guy, a tie wearing guy, whatever. But that's where it comes in. That's where my specialty comes in. I'll go on stage, I'll go in a meeting, and suddenly I'm talking about being a veteran, Iraq, you know, PTSD, suicide, the whole works. They don't expect that from a guy dressed like this. So there, I created a niche for myself, the gentleman warrior, so to say, or the gentle warrior is what I'm called sometimes. So when we look at presentation, it's not about impressing people. It's about giving people the opportunity to see you for who you are. Let them let you in. That's what presentation is about. And, you know, your personality has to fit. Like, I could never wear something that I'm not comfortable in. Otherwise, I feel like, you know, I'm trying to be someone I'm not. So let's look at it. Haircut, no bushy eyebrows, no bushy ears, no hair nose sticking out, clean shaven or a nice beard. Cut it out. Haircuts make everything. You know that. We're going to talk about that. You know, a nice beard. Look at Andrew's beard, all nice and trimmed and stuff. Stay in shape if you can. You know, it's more important. That also keeps you young and healthy. If I'm 50 years old, I'm rocking. I feel like I'm 30, maybe even younger. I think mentally I'm like 19 still, but you know, I feel much younger. And then of course, the jacket fits every time. A pair of jeans and a white shirt, even if I want to take it off and I want to be a little bit, you know, more casual. If it's summer and it's hot and I'm like, man, I'm tired and I don't feel like getting all dressed up and stuff. I might just end up, you know, taking off my shirt, which I was going to do today anyway. But the meeting went too long. Take this off and I'll show you how it looks. This is a simple undershirt that I bought at Marshall's, you know, nothing special. So I'll leave that on. And this is the only exception you make when you're wearing short sleeve shirts with a jacket is when you're wearing a t-shirt. Don't ever wear a button shirt, short sleeve shirt under a jacket. See how that looks? I mean, boom. Look at that. Boom. Pair of jeans under, you know, look, wearing jeans. Got that pocket square in there. Maybe I want to go a little bit more crazy with it. Get a little more attention here. Let me see what we got here. Some I hate paisley, but that's just what I have right here. My other stuff is downstairs. I can put another pocket square in there. I can put, let's say this. I can put this in here and say, let's go a little crazy. And I want to gain some attention. I can put it in there like that and just make it look a little bit more flashy. I can turn it around, put the points out like that. You know, hey, how's it going, everybody? Boop. You know, that kind of thing. A million things you can do, a million ways to go, a million places to be. Look your best. Be that person that you always wanted to be and do it in style. Nothing's wrong with style. Nothing at all. And you know what? I realize it costs money to do this stuff, but this jacket, it's almost 10 years old. You know, that shirt I'm wearing, that white shirt looks crispy, doesn't it? I'm going to show you something. You know, if you look at the cuffs, they've been ironed so many times, they're completely, see how they're all sort of coming apart? You don't see that from far away. I mean, this thing's so old, it's ripping on the crease. But I still wear it. It looks great from far away. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on stuff that I don't need to impress anybody with. I just want to be able to get in. So that's how, ladies and gentlemen, I can walk into any CEO's office and be one of them, even though everyone knows I'm not. I can walk into the office, I can be one of them, I can act like one of them, I can talk like one of them, and I present myself like one of them. And that's it. So welcome to my bedroom, by the way. My wife's late. No, I'm just kidding. She's not here today. We just got back from Spain and she's with her grandparents with the kitties. So, by the way, one finger here and one finger here. Okay, just so you know. I hope that helps some guys. I don't want it to come across as pretentious because that happens sometimes when I'm talking about fashion and style. But I can tell you this, wherever I go, people go, wow, you look great. And that for me is enough to know they're letting me in. And that's what it's all about, right? We all want to grow our businesses. We want to branch out. You know, there's no, you know, I've never heard anyone say they have enough money. Actually, the more you make, the more you need. And I think everyone here can agree. So that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little bit quick and in my bedroom and stuff. Not really how I wanted to do it. I wanted to go through more patterns and more things, but I think you get the premise. Clean, straight look, just like in the old days in the uniforms, right? That's how we looked, right? We loved it that way, all right, guys. Anything you want, give me a holler. If you need some more tips, let me know. And don't forget the socks. Socks, colorful socks make all the difference. Unless you're wearing a black tie, tuxedo, only red, okay? All right, take care, guys. You have a fantastic day.